Thanks to the support as a channel member, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Well, after 14 long years, Wembley are finally back home in Wembley. We get to play in the new stadium today and also kick off the final season of the series. Hello and welcome to part 147 of Wembley to Wembley. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have two big games to start off life in the Premier League this year. Away against Newcastle, who've won 3 of the last 4 Premier League titles. And then our first ever home game at Wembley Stadium. Not that one. I'm very, very excited. I'm also excited because we spent a lot of money in yesterday's transfer special and brought in some superstars. We are a strong team. We've got the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. What could possibly go wrong? This is the team for the Newcastle game. We are going to start Kudo in goal. He's not fully fit, but I really need to see him play, so he's going to play anyway. Kudo in goal. A back four of Gleedle, Mane, Starrico and Da Costa. Tung and Sabatino in midfield. And then Buhari, Ansong and Bryan behind Gundo up front. A very new look front three. The new look goalkeeper. The new look defence. It's all the new look midfield. It's all shiny and new. But my beard's too long for the camera to recognise I'm human, so it keeps losing focus on me, which is upsetting. I think that's when you know it's time for a haircut and a beard trim, when the camera no longer recognises you as human. Right, we've got an in-swinging corner aimed at new club captain Mane. There's so much new going around at the moment. It's very exciting. And there is one of our other exciting new players, Bryan. That wasn't as exciting as maybe it could have been. But Mane's there to intercept, and it's back with Buhari, who cuts inside, shoots from range, but the Newcastle goalkeeper is equal to it, and it remains 0-0. Bright start from us, though. We're up for it. This is the year. I mean, it has to be the year. If this isn't the year will never come. This is the final season of the save, regardless of what happens. As previously announced, Non-League to Legend starts on the 4th of November, so we need to be wrapped up by then. New haircut and properly focused camera, all part of the package. And that means this save needs to be done. And to be fair, we've gone a lot further than we ever thought we would. I know there's going to be a few people who are a little bit grumpy that it's ending. We always get people grumpy towards the end of saves, but we never ever expected to be going into the final season with our own stadium back in Wembley and with a genuine chance of winning the Champions League and the Premier League. If we don't quite manage to win them, then sometimes you don't win them. That's fine. But we've probably gone 5 or 6 seasons longer than I ever thought we would on this save, because obviously there's an alternate reality where we've been playing the FM25 beta for a week. Remember the original release date? That would have been like early November. Wouldn't that have been nice? We'd have been playing the beta by now for at least a week, if not longer. So I fully expected this to be wrapped up long before this point. So the fact that we're getting this opportunity, let's make sure we go and take it. Let's win the Premier League. I haven't even imagine if the Champions League final was at the other Wembley Stadium. Wouldn't that be a lovely way to end? Winning the Premier League at Wembley Stadium, not that one, and then heading to Wembley Stadium to win the Champions League and take a clean sweep of every trophy we could possibly win, because we've already won the Community Shield, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup. Obviously, we've not won the Conference League and the Europa League and that kind of stuff, but who cares about them? The Champions League is the big one. If we cared about them, we'd have spent a little bit more time playing in them rather than heading straight to the Champions League the way we did, because we're cool. Right, Mane plays it forward to Gleedle. In fact, I don't think we ever played a single match in either the Conference League or the Europa League, so you could argue they weren't competitions we ever could have won. So my point still stands. If we win the big two this year, we'll have won every trophy we could possibly have won in the save, which would be awesome. And there is Buhari at the far post. Ansong drifting out wide. Lovely cross from him. Now, one of our new boys, one of the new look front three, is there to nod it home. And I want 100 goals between this front three this year. I'm not asking for much. Realistically, 60. If we get 60 goals between the three of them, that means we've won everything, I think. But I want 100 goals. I want 40 goals from Gundo, 30 each from the two wingers. And obviously we're going to have the likes of Williams and Evra going to weigh in with goals as well. But I think 100 goals from these three is an entirely reasonable thing to ask for. Bihari goes past his man. He's already got 2 of his 30. What a league debut for him. Remember, this is a very, very strong Newcastle team we're playing against here. So for us to be 2-0 up away from home against a team that just a year ago was 3 times in a row consecutive Premier League champions shows how much we've moved on. We beat Chelsea in the Community Shield, and now we're looking super duper excellent. Kudo, we're going to put that down to the injury, the fact that he didn't make it to that cross. He's still the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. Yes, he might have finished bottom of the Premier League last year, but we're not. Is it focusing on this shield? Let's move it. This has been there for weeks. Move it. Fine. That's what you're focusing on, you idiot camera. We'll move it. If it now stops drifting off my face, then we can only assume it was focusing on that. And I have no explanation for why it's only just started doing it in this video, because that's bonkers. Right. 3 of the old guard from last year coming on. Evra, Williams and Christodoulou. And Kudo's been lobbed again there, but gets up to recovered. He is 6'2", so it's not that he's a little guy, but he is also carrying a knock. So little bit questionable on his debut. That being said, he's on a 7.5, so he's having a very, very good game. So we're not going to question the questionable too much. We're absolutely mugging Newcastle here, by the way. FMing, the cool kids like to call it. We've always called it a good old-fashioned mugging. Right, we're going to bring Raf into play there. This is where we need a defender who can play in midfield for exactly this situation. Raf can be that guy. Let's get him training there. So you can learn to be an anchor man. There you go. Lovely. And then Christodoulou can go back to his favourite Segundo Volante role. And then for the final change, Renault can come on for Bihari. Bihari is on a hat-trick. It's a little bit harsh on him, but he's tired. And we've got to maintain fitness levels. Maintaining fitness levels, far more important than keeping silly boys happy who want hat-tricks. If he wanted a hat-trick that badly, he should have scored it before the 80th minute, shouldn't he? It's as simple as that. Right, Mane with the 3 kick. We're into the 91st minute. We're still 2-0 up and very comfortable, even though match stats-wise, Newcastle have comfortably been the better team. But who cares about match stats? We've got good finishers and a good goalkeeper. So we're gonna win games we shouldn't win this year. That's the idea. Disallow this, referee. Kudo wants a clean sheet on his debut, and we all want him to have one. See, that's not what I asked you to do. You absolute plum. No. I refuse to see it. If we end up dropping points here, I'll be cross. Renault with the in-swing, and Mane's there. He's hit the crossbar. Oh, Mane, of course, who scored such an important goal in the FA Cup final. I think he got 12 goals last season. Looking to start this season off as he ended last year's. Hits the crossbar, but it doesn't matter because we win the game anyway. And that is a huge result for us. Exciting times. And now we get the most exciting time of all, because we head to Wembley Stadium, not that one, for the first time. And here is the team for the first ever game at Wembley Stadium. Not that one, just the one change from the previous game, I'm guessing, coming in at left back as a more attacking option. I've also had to just promise Evra more first team football, so he is going to have to play a little bit more often than he has been. If Gundo doesn't score today, Evra's going to get a run in the team. If Gundo does score, we might end up with a bit of an Evra problem, but we'll worry about that when the time comes. For now, I want to look at this stadium. We need to get into a highlight and have a little look. This is Wembley Stadium, not that one. No, not commentary only. That would be insane. What view could we go to? I mean, I guess we could go all the way out to the data analyst view and try and zoom out there. There you go. That's Wembley Stadium, not that one. It looks snazzy, doesn't it? We only sold 8,000 season tickets. What data are they analysing from up here, by the way? You can't even see the pitch. So I'm a little bit worried that we weren't going to fill it. It looks full to me. How many people are here? Oh, it's done this stupid thing. We might have to look at that after this highlight. Right, let's zoom back in, enjoy our longish throw, and see if we can have a first ever goal at Wembley Stadium. Not that one. Ansong with the longish throw finds Mane. It's back with Ansong. Cross is floated over. Sabatino's there. Bihari's there as well. He plays it back to Nguesson, who shoots from range, but isn't able to find the back of the net. Right, now we can see how many people have turned up. 25. So we have sold out. It's just not many of them are season ticket holders, which I guess on a monthly cash flow basis is actually better, because obviously season ticket holders make you less money than buying on the day tickets, because you get a discount for having a season ticket. And also, and I don't even know if this is modelled in FM, but obviously if people are coming in for a one-off match, they're more likely to buy a burger, buy a coffee, go to the club shop. Season ticket holders are grizzled. They don't do all of that. They do that once, and then they bring a flask, and then that's it. No more spending money. So yeah, forget season ticket holders. We're all about the day trippers. Have a day trip. Come and have a day trip at Wembley Stadium. Not that one. And maybe see a football every week at Wembley Stadium. Not that one. The marketing's going to be phenomenal. Look at the lovely dugout. I like it very much. It's a beautiful ground. Look at all these executive boxes that we've got around here. With 20 years in the future, still sponsored by FM24. Does that mean every subsequent version of the game was delayed? That's alarming. I hope we're not still playing FM24 in 20 years, because there was never another game released. Oh, my word. I mean, I think content would be a challenge at that point. But a challenge I'm willing to take on if it comes to it. Gundo with the corner, and club captain and favoured personnel member Mamadou Mane is the first player ever to score at Wembley Stadium. Not that one. And it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. He is the only current player who's on our favoured personnel list. I was having a look at it before the match. I'm the only legend. Tom Best is the only icon. The club chairman, Lambert, who we've just sold, and Mane are the favoured personnel. I don't know how Lambert got on favoured personnel. I'm a little bit confused that Scott Day, the chairman, did. I've never noticed a chairman become part of that before. I guess he's presided over the most successful spell in the club's history, built us the new stadium, built us the training facilities and the youth facilities, brought the youth setup back. If ever a chairman was going to be favoured personnel, it would be him. I would argue a lot of that was my doing, and he's taking some credit for some of my work. But I guess if I could blame the board in those early years when we had no money, I can credit the board a little bit now. And I'm glad to see my camera still went out of focus. It wasn't my Captain America shield. It is my unhuman face. I'm going for a haircut before the next video. I think it's reached that point. The camera doesn't know I'm human. Right, it's still 1-0. Obviously, we want to have an unbeaten record here, just like our unbeaten record at the other Wembley Stadium. We'd love to never lose a game at Wembley Stadium, not that one. So start as you mean to go on. We want a victory here today. And of course, we want to win the league. So starting with 2 wins from 2 is kind of important. What's also interesting is Brentford, having sold us nearly £200 million worth of attacker over the summer, have also started the season with 2 wins from 2. I wonder if they've invested the money well. They probably have if they've started the season that well. But the fact that they could let those 2 boys go and still start that well shows that they were probably quite a good team. Da Costa with the interception, and it's Gundo playing it back to Da Costa, who's looking for the overlap as Mr. more defensive fullback. Sabatino plays it into Williams, who can play it across here. It falls to Ansong, and Ansong scores. And I mean, I thought it was on a plate for Gundo so he could start the next game, but twasn't. So I think we're going to bring Evra on in a minute, and then probably give Evra his little run of games that we've already promised him he's going to get. So let's, in fact, we're going to have to make some other changes first. Rath is going to come on to be the anchor man again. We need another midfielder, don't we? We've still got about £20 million to spend. I think it's pretty clear we need a third central midfield player. We'll bring Salaver on to play there. And hopefully keep another clean sheet after we failed to keep one in the previous match. Starrico plays it forward to Rath, who's now inexplicably a midfield player. And Mane to Gleedle. Because we set his training mid-match, did it take? It did take. So you can do that mid-match. You just can't make tactical changes mid-match that stay on the tactic. Football Manager's a peculiar animal, isn't it? Right, Buhari plays it back to Mane. And now Buhari again, going on a little adventure. Here he goes. I mean, he's going on a big adventure. Has the shot from range, but it's a fairly tame one. Straight into the hands of the Brighton goalkeeper. And it remains 2-0, and we've looked very good. Brentford beat Manchester United 4-1, by the way. I mean, remember, Manchester United with an asterisk. This is Manchester United who've spent more of the last 5 years in the Championship than the Premier League. But it's still Manchester United. They're still the team that cost us the title last year by beating us at Old Trafford. So that was annoying. But what isn't annoying is the fact we've started the season with 2 wins from 2. We've now played in our new stadium. We're joint top of the league. Everything is coming up Wembley. And that is what I'm talking about. The next episode, we are going to get a Champions League campaign underway. And also potentially have spent that money probably on a midfielder. We've already identified we need one. But for now, if you've enjoyed that episode, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.